What's happening, everyone? Zobi9 here. Thought I'd have a little chat around retro gaming and the present gaming, where we're at now. And it just made us start to think about back in the day, kids, me and my brother, Commodore 64, Outrun, Daley Thompson's Decathlon, Graham Gooch, cricket, all of the different Commodore 64 games that we used to play. But what made us really, really laugh was gone were the days of, you boot something up, you might have to wait a short period of time. Back then, you had to load a game in via a cassette. And I remember on a Sunday night, we'd have to go in the bath before school on the Monday, and we'd set a game away to record. And if we were loading that game and we got out that bath and that game had crashed, there was no playing that game. Honestly, I can vividly remember hoping and praying that the game would not crash by the time we got out that bath. So we had at least to have half an hour's play on a game, because there was no loading it back in for the amount of time it took. Honestly, great memories. Daley Thompson's Decathlon, loved it. So many funny stories. We used to get my dad to get the joystick. In order to run, you had to really shake the joystick left and right as fast as you could. But we got my dad to come and do it for us in the 100-metre sprint. And it wasn't necessarily for him to win it. It was more the fact we absolutely loved the face that he pulled when he was doing it. His face was, he'd screw it up and he'd be doing this. It was just absolutely hilarious. At what times? Simple games, but revolutionary at the time. Then we've moved on. I remember my dad was always a bit of a techno. Came in one day with a Commodore Amiga, and we were like, what the heck is this? Gone was a tape that you'd had to put in to load a game up with a cassette. It was now on a disc, and we just couldn't believe it. A disc? What's going on here? And I think my favourite game ever on the Commodore Amiga was a game called Barbarian, which is a little bit like, not like Street Fighter, it was more basic, but it was like a sword fighting game. And there was a finishing move where you go yet at the end, and if you managed to chop someone's head off, this little goblin would come along and pull it away. Oh man, I absolutely loved that game. 1942 as well, another one, loved that one. And there was a tank game. I cannot remember this tank game that we used to play. Used to drop mines. Oh, loved it. Absolutely loved it. Then things started to progress a little bit with the Nintendo. The NES that came out, Duck Hunt. We had a gun. I remember getting it for Christmas. I had a gun, Duck Hunt, shooting at the TV screen. It was just absolutely brilliant. And then Mario, of course, playing Mario. And then things progressed onto the PlayStation 2. And then that's when multiplayer would come into play with me, my brother, and my friends. It wasn't online or anything yet, but what we used to do is we used to have nights, and it was mainly around football, or soccer as we call it in the UK. And it was a game called Pro Evolution Soccer. We'd have a league every single Thursday night at my cousin's house. We'd put some food on, we'd all go over there, we'd have a league going, we'd have teams that we'd have to build ourselves, and we'd play religiously. And it was just absolutely fantastic. It was just, I don't know, it was something you look forward to, video games. And then I just remember one day, always been into shooters as well, but I just remember one day going into work. I wasn't very old, and I was talking to a lad who I just met for the first time, just getting to know him, see what he was interested in. And he was a gamer as well, and he says, have you heard of the Xbox? Microsoft's Xbox? And I was like, well, I vaguely heard about it, because it wasn't as if it was like the internet back in the day where things was marketed all over the place. You'd have to get a magazine, computer video magazine, to find out what was going on with regards to the industry. And I remember him telling us he had an Xbox and he had a game called Halo. What type of game's that? He says it's like a sci-fi shooter. I was interested. I thought, well. Anyway, that weekend, me and my girlfriend drove down to one of our electrical retailers, went into the gaming department. He says, have you got any of these Xboxes? He says, yeah, we've got one over here. Oh, brilliant. It was I remember the big clunky black thing with the luminous X on it. I says, I'm after the game Halo as well, so I got it. He goes, while you're here, He says, are you interested in this other thing which goes with it? It's called Xbox Live. Xbox Live? What on earth's Xbox Live? And he paused, he had a little look around. To be honest, really don't know what it is myself, other than you can play with your friends. I was like, well, we do that anyway. We go around each other's houses. He goes, oh no, you can play with your friends while they're in their house. Couldn't believe it. What? I went, yeah, I'll take that as well. Okay. Anyway, I bought that, took it away, hooked the Xbox up, and played Halo, and I could not put it down. Halo for me just took, that was it just took over. Halo, couldn't stop playing it. Thought the campaign was absolutely fantastic. So I was playing that religiously for nearly every single day, and it was really, really addictive. And then that was the beginning of my journey on the Xbox. And it wasn't until maybe about 6 months later I got this little package out with regards to Xbox Live, and I started trying to find out how this worked. And it wasn't until I was finding out you needed a telephone cable, you needed to have it plugged in modem, and I just thought, this is just too much for me. I have no idea how to do this. But anyway, the following Christmas, I remember my dad got some work done in the house, and little did I know he had a telephone point put in my bedroom. He says, come on, we're going to hook this Xbox Live thing up. Let's see what it was all about. And I'll never forget it. It was a Boxing Day. I hooked it up, I plugged it all in, managed to get a connection, chose my username, and the game that I played, my first ever online game, was a game called Top Spin. Hooked it up, put my little headset on with a little microphone, searching for a game, and then bang, paired us up with this kid called Samau. Like, Dad, I'm in against somebody here. A little bit nervous, I didn't know what to say, and I says hello, and I just got this Australian, g'day mate, and I could not believe I was playing a game of top spin tennis against a lad in Australia. It just absolutely blew me mind. So I had that, I was playing it, and I thought, I wonder what other games I can play. Anyway, I found Counter-Strike. Although it wasn't on the PC, it was on the Xbox. I got Counter-Strike, and I started to play Counter-Strike online, which I thought was amazing. You were having a bit of verbals, a bit of crack, and it just opened up a whole new world. I explained to my brother, my friends, and it took them a while before they adapted it. But it wasn't until we all started playing Rainbow Six. We all started playing Rainbow Six. My brother got it, my cousin got it, and then the online gaming for me just absolutely took off. That was it. There was just no stopping then. Rainbow Six, early hours of the day, and I was just fixated about I was going to college. All I wanted to do was just to get back home, Rainbow Six on, playing against people online. It was just, I couldn't believe it. I really, really couldn't believe it. And then I progressed through the games from there. Microsoft, Xbox, the Xbox 360, the Xbox One. I was always into the PlayStation as well to play some of them exclusives, but it was always mainly the online stuff for me. I thought Microsoft had it down for a T. It was just so seamless how it all worked, gamer tags, etc., and everything. It was just absolutely brilliant. And then I moved on to FIFA big time. Got myself into FIFA, would play FIFA religiously, and Ultimate Team got its teeth into us, and I could not stop playing Ultimate Team. I was playing it religiously. I got myself an amazing team. I must admit, I ploughed some money into the game. I ploughed some serious money into that game, and I was in the weekend league quite a bit, playing that all of the time, and I couldn't stop playing it. And it wasn't until my son the other day said to us, he goes, Dad, when do you think you'll stop gaming? And it made us think, you know what, son? I don't think I will stop gaming. Now, he's 16. I have a 22-year-old daughter as well, a 15-year-old daughter and a 5-year-old daughter. So family life is a bit busy, and to be honest, I do get into bother every now and again with trying to get on and gaming. But I don't think I will ever stop gaming. I'm 43 at the minute. I just love I love getting online with my mates, pushing myself, trying to hang with all of the young lads out there. I predominantly stream Warzone at the minute. And to be honest, I found it quite difficult to transition over into Warzone, playing COD for a number of years, but stopped playing it. I was playing Destiny for a long while, which it was Destiny that got us into streaming, because we had a few clan mates who were working, and I was able to get on during the day, and they were interested to watch us play, because I played a lot of PvP. So I thought, well, I'll try and stream. So I was streaming a little bit on Twitch. And then that's where the passion for that came, just so my friends could watch. They were watching us play comp. I was on the grind to Unbroken, which I got, by the way. I got Legend 3-4 seasons in a row, which I really enjoyed doing. And so that was the beginning of my streaming journey. It was just a couple of friends who were in my clan would log on maybe at dinner time, watch us in the solo queue for comp in PvP and Destiny, and then that's where the grind would start. And then I started to build up a little bit of not a massive following, but a few people would hop into the stream, say how I was getting on, etc. And I played Destiny religiously for 4, 5, 6 years, and that was my main #1 game. I would never play anything else. I stopped playing FIFA. I was just religiously playing Destiny until the game started to become stale, and it was just heading in a direction that I wasn't happy with. They didn't really update the game. The PvP side of it was just collected, in my opinion. No new maps for God knows how many years. Game modes were pretty much exactly the same. There was no new loot to grind for or anything like that. So I thought, I'm not going to play this anymore. And my good friend Tony Bang, he was always interested in playing battle royales. So I says, well, come on then, we'll move over into Warzone. Played Warzone at the very end of Verdansk, and I loved it. I absolutely loved it. But it was taking us a little bit of a while to get used to the mechanics of COD again, going from Destiny and Bungie's style of gameplay, moving over into Warzone. I just found it a little bit difficult. But over the past few months, progressing into Caldera, playing Caldera, getting on regular, I can just feel myself now getting better and better at the game. But I'm 43, I'm not getting any younger, but I love what I do. I love hopping on, streaming to me mates, and whoever jumps into the stream is absolutely, I love it. If somebody comes in and gives us a comment, I love having a bit of a comment. I'm a fiery type of guy. I get myself frustrated from times, but I just love what I do. I love coming on, streaming to me friends or whoever hops in. So I wouldn't class myself as big time or anything like that. I'm tiny. I'm tiny time. But you know what? I love it. I've invested in some good kit. I've got some decent audio interface. I've got a lovely camera that I use for photography, that I use for my streaming. I've got myself a decent mic. I progressed from a PlayStation 5 to a PC. And it's just something that I love doing. So for everybody out there who is like myself, who's a little bit of a dad gamer or a mum gamer, keep doing it. Keep doing it. If it's something that you enjoy doing, keep doing it. There's no reason why you should stop doing it, even if your performance is dipping or you're not quite as good as you used to be, or you feel as though your reactions are going. It's not necessarily about being the greatest all of the time. And that's the beauty of the online community. It's getting yourself a group of people who you can play online with, who share similar interests. And it's the banter. It's the banter every night. And it's those little bits here and there, those little highlights that you get, and an amazing snipe, a kill streak that you might go on. Some highlight plays. That's what it's all about. And it's sharing it with people, putting a few clips up here. If you get a few views there, it's absolutely great. So everybody out there who's just a small-time streamer, keep doing it. You don't have to be big time. The big guns are out there, and I think they're absolutely brilliant. I love watching all of the guys from the UK, the Westie, Tactical Brit, Benny Central. I love watching the Doc. The Doc is absolutely great. I still love hopping into Grenadier Jake. He is an amazing streamer. I love his production. I love the way he interacts with everybody. That guy, if I'm honest, is up there with the best. How he's able to interact with everyone and still playing to such an elite level is beyond me. So Jake, if you ever come across this video, you're unreal, mate. Absolutely brilliant. But the Doc, I just love the Doc. Passion, how he's able to see it as it is. Criticism when it's due, but his passion for it, you can just see it in his the character that he's got. It's absolutely brilliant. But for everybody else as well who's out there just streaming, keep doing it. Keep doing it. Do something that you love. And on that, I hope you'll tune in sometimes. I hope if you come across this video, you'll give it a like, you maybe subscribe, and you'll hop into one of our streams. Hopefully you'll enjoy what you see. Thanks very much for watching, everyone. Keep streaming.